Hello, Short Me Tina once again from shortmetina.com, doing a video recap for ticker TSLA. Tesla stock has been trending all day on Twitter, various social media outlets, and why today was an extreme shit show, right? I don't know how else to say it. Very comical from my perspective. Let's put it this way. I am glad I am not short this stock. And I should insert a disclaimer here. Shorting can be extremely profitable, but it can also be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. So what caused all the nonsense and the craziness today in Tesla? Well, before we begin, a couple of things. Right now, what you're looking at is a 5-minute chart on the day, right? Well, actually, it's dating back to the beginning of August, but let's focus in on price action today, because a couple of bombs were dropped today on social media and in the news outlets on Tesla, and you can see it actually reflected in the chart, right? In regards to the bars and in regards to the volume, right? You can see buyers pouring in at various points throughout the day. So the first thing that happened today, Saudi Arabia, right, sovereign wealth fund, took about a 2 billion stake or a 5% stake in Tesla, right? You can see after that news hit the airways, stock kind of jumped a bit. I want to say about 5% or so. And then what happens? Then Mr. Musk, right? Elon takes to Twitter, and then he basically tweets, and I quote, he's considering taking Tesla private at $4.20. Rather, I'm sorry, $4, right? Can you imagine? He's planning on taking Tesla private at $420 per share, right? So because of this, stock was halted, right, as per Tesla's request. I want to say it was halted. It felt like about 2 hours. It may have been a little bit less, but it felt like about 2 hours. Stock was halted. You know, people are dangling. Well, I'm sure short sellers were kind of like scrambling to figure out whether or not this was actually true. There's a couple of short sellers on CNBC, various news outlets, and again, pure comedy to me, because if you were short, very scary to hear. At any rate, stock resumed trading around 345. You can see it here, and it popped up, went as high as 387 to then fall back, right? We closed today, I believe, at around 379.57, and I think we're down a little bit in after hours trading. I think we're sitting at around 376.62. At any rate, a couple of metrics at $420, right? From current price of around, let's say 370, 376, 377, that's about a 10% upside. Well, a couple of things. So shareholders still has to vote on these measures. So whether or not the company, well, first of all, we're not even sure if he has funding secure as he indicated on Twitter. And even if he does have funding secure, like, it still needs to be voted by shareholders. So sitting at 370 something, 420 is about a 10% upside. I feel a lot of folks think that Tesla can do a lot more, but as Elon said, being a publicly traded company is kind of like, it's getting in the way of them growing. It's getting in the way of productivity. Okay. At any rate, so with all this action, volume pouring in here after that 2 billion Saudi stake, Elon tweeting that he secured private funding, looking to sell it at 420 a share. Stock was up an impressive 11% on the day. Now I'm gonna speed up the video. It's already 4 minutes right now, so I'm just gonna go back a little bit, and I'm gonna look at the chart and why I've done several videos on Tesla. If you're interested, definitely go to shortmetina.com. In the search field, put in the ticker TSLA, and all the videos I've done for this year, even last year, will come up, because I talk about Tesla a lot. This is a cult stock, and I've always told folks, do not bet this stock out, or rather, do not bet against this stock, or never count this out. Even when you have those sharp declines that we saw a few weeks ago, even when you have those 15 or 20% drawdowns, don't count this stock out. So for the purpose of this video, and full disclosure, this was a pick in our premium member community, but this was a pick, I want to say, either the beginning of this year or late last year. We got into this when the stock was trading around 300. It spiked to around 389, and around that time I said to folks, well, look, stock is still a buy. Like, I'm very, very bullish on Tesla no matter what's going on, because of sort of like the psychology behind the traders. I'm still bullish on Tesla. Anyway, you know what? Let me pull up a daily chart so you can see what I'm looking at. Hold a second. All right, here's the daily chart. The daily chart dating back to around 2012. Again, I'm not going to go through it right now why I thought Tesla was bullish. Just go to shortmeeting.com and in that search field, again, put in the ticker TSLA. And I want to say the last two, outside of this one, the last two videos I did should definitely go over the chart and why I was extremely bullish. And I initially, I put about a $500 to $600 price target on this stock, and I did that video sometime around, it was definitely around here when we dipped below support. So I want to say it would probably be the video that I did around April or May. At any rate, so is it safe to jump into Tesla now? Personally, there's so much uncertainty kind of like hanging over that 420 price tag, whether or not funding is actually secured, if there's anyone that's willing to assume the debt that they have and willing to buy out the company. There's just so much unknowns right now. Given, again, from closing price to 420, I am not sure all that uncertainty is worth 10%. Obviously, if you're in the stock and you've been in the stock from, let's say when it dipped to 200 back here in March, February, it's up to you. I might take a little bit off the table, but I would hold on because potentially it might go to 420. That's close to 100% upside, maybe 70 or 80%. But if you're looking to jump in at 379, 376 just to get to that 420, I personally wouldn't take that trade because, again, that 10% upside might not be worth all the risk or all the questions that are that's circling around his tweet. And the potential for this company to go private, or even if that's a fact, or if he has secured any funding, etc., or whether or not he did something against the law, is going to be an SEC investigation. Like, all that uncertainty, not worth that 10% potential upside. Now, if news circulates tomorrow, again, this is a very volatile stock. If news circulates tomorrow and we find out that none of these things are true, right? From a shareholder standpoint, if I went long, this stock can completely crash. Like, it can go down. I'm sure it will get hammered if there's any holes in that story. So again, for me, if you're on the sidelines and you're looking to jump in, I personally wouldn't jump in. It wouldn't be worth it here, that 10% upside. There's plenty of other stocks that's moving out there. If you're interested in any of them, definitely go to shortmeeting.com and sign up. I email my subscribers, my free subscribers, every so often. They get picks for free of stocks that I think can potentially move. Every Sunday night, if you go to shortmeeting.com and you click on my watch list, there's a list anywhere from 3 upwards to 10 stocks that I think have the potential to put up percentage gains, right? More than 10%. So in my opinion, not worth it. That's my take. Short Meeting from shortmeeting.com. You should learn definitely 2 lessons from the movements that happened today in Tesla. 1, if you're not an experienced short seller, don't short sell stocks because things like this can happen. This was sort of like the beginnings of a short squeeze. We saw what a short squeeze can actually do in a few minutes, right? A very sort of high price stock, right? So 11% move, it's huge for a high price stock. At any rate, lesson 1, don't short unless you know what you're doing. Lesson 2, do not short cult stocks. Absolutely not. Do not short cult stocks. It's insane. Again, unless you know what you're doing. Short Meeting here once again from shortmeeting.com. If you enjoyed this video and you want more videos like this, they're typically shorter than this. My videos are usually 1 to 2 minutes, but there's just so much that went on today in Tesla that I had to that's why it's running about 10 minutes. Anyway, at any rate, if you enjoyed this video, do 2 things for me. Head on over to my YouTube page at Short Meeting and hit that subscribe button. That ensures that every time I upload a video, you're going to get a notification or an email. Then if you want, again, this was a pick that I informed my both initially first my premium members and later on my free members about. So if you want potential stock picks and stock ideas, head on over to shortmeeting.com, sign up, become a member. Thank you for listening, and as always, thank you for the support.